Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the RDA. This is your Manchester United vs West Ham FA Cup match reaction. And I'm going to start off with saying that wasn't football. That was a waste of my life. That might be one of the worst games I have ever watched. And it was just, I said it in the preview, I said West Ham did the exact same thing against West Brom? No, Fulham. I keep on getting it mixed up. Against Fulham in the league. It was so shit. And now again, for the second time in the space of under a week, West Ham, and not just West Ham, because United were awful as well, made 90 minutes of football dead. Those are 180 plus.
More than 90 minutes.
Exactly, that's what I was saying. That's 180 minutes plus. I'll never getting back of my life. But anyways, the show must go on. We don't have Clayton because, South Africa thinks, load shedding, it is what it is. Last minute load shedding. But anyways, if you are new, subscribe, smash a like, comment below your thoughts, your player ratings, and let's get through this Malota, boy. What is your thoughts on the game? If you want to call that a game. I don't even know if you can call that a game.
Absolute snooze fest. That's what that was. Like, I found myself on my phone from time to time because it was that boring. It was awful. And West Ham were a disgrace. I'm just going to put it out there. They were an absolute disgrace. Like, going forward, they offered absolutely nothing. It was just defense all the way. And they did try bowler from time to time, but it just wouldn't have any end product. It was so bad. But we, of course, are Manchester United, so we didn't take advantage of that. And we ourselves were pretty much just as poor. Two problems. I'm going to start, and the first one, I'm going to start with the team in general. Flat, I think, is the word I can use for that performance. It was completely horrible. The ball was moving it too slow. There was no sense of urgency to it. And creativity-wise, the front three, I don't know what's happening with this front three. It's dead. It's finished. It's a shadow.
Just to pause you there, I'm going to relate this to what you were saying because you said you're going to announce two problems. That's what I was going to ask you. I was going to say, do you actually think it was the players today or do you think it was the tactics today? Because in my opinion, I don't think it was so much the players. I think Ollie just reverted back to the old tactics, He didn't play McFred. He ended off with McFred, but he played, we'll say, what is this? Mafred instead of McFred, which is very similar to McFred, So and I think when he plays those two, he's just protecting our centre-backs because he knows he can't trust them. So it's almost like we're in a lose-lose situation. We're either going to go for games, play them out the park, and risk a 3-2 win or a 3-3 draw, or we're going to play like this, and it's either going to be a dull draw or we might nick it at the end. For me, that's what it's like, because I didn't think it was so much the players today. Heck, even Donny was playing like a striker. I think Matic and Fred today, they're never going to give the ball to Donny. So
yeah.
It was big. I thought it was just the tactics. It looked like old United.
I think, yeah, I think it's a bit of both, I think Matic and Fred don't seem to work, It's way too slow for some odd reason. Yeah, like, honestly, I prefer McFred. I didn't think I'd say that, but I do prefer that after seeing what I saw today. And front three rise, I don't know, the combination of the players' form and the tactics, but for some reason, these three just don't seem to gel anymore. That interchangeability they used to have last season, gone. And they're all trying to flood through the center. They all want to be strikers. And there's just no creativity whatsoever. And to top that off with no Luke Shaw, were running up and basically playing as a winger and assisting. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka didn't really do it that much today. I don't know why. It was just very strange.
It was. I think that's what I was feeling. It was revert to the old tactics. Tellez was kind of doing it, but then Tellez and Wan-Bissaka, they didn't bomb forward.
They
just didn't bomb forward.
It's crazy because it's against West Ham in the FA Cup. So what do you put that down to?
There were like 9 men. They had one striker. They had 5 midfielders, and then the defense, and just parked the bus.
That's why I find it weird. Because do you really think Ollie would tell them to hold back in a game like this against West Ham? I don't know.
For me, yeah, I think he's that scared of the centre backs. Because the last thing in Ollie's head is that he goes for it. West Ham do what West Ham does, shithouse and nick a goal because he can't trust our centre backs, and you can't trust our centre backs unless you protect him like this today. And then he's out of the FA Cup, which I don't think Ollie can afford. So I think it's it makes a lot of sense that Ollie reverted back to his original tactics. Be rather hard to beat than go and beat the opponent. Rather keep it hard. Let's try and
Yeah.
nick it, but just based on our quality in the end. And that's what I think it was down to. It wasn't. He didn't change anything. Tactically, even with the subs or throughout the whole game. It was just the quality of play just gradually started to increase, and then we nicked the goal.
Mm.
But if that
Yeah,
was 90
that's
minutes in
so
the league, I don't think we'd have played differently.
true.
And I think we'd have dropped 2 points today.
I don't know. I'll get to that. But I feel like if that's so, that's disappointing because I've been saying about how we need to be more of the dominant force, especially against teams like West Ham. If we're doing this out of fear, that's very scary. And I feel like if Wan-Bissaka was anything like he's been in the past few weeks, I think we would have had a much better chance. Probably would have scored a goal or so. Two, Donny van de Beek. That's the second thing I want to point out. I've been saying this. Donny is not a 10. He just isn't really. Like, what Donny is an 8. And I know it's a thin line in the modern game. What's an 8? What's a 10? Because teams kind of play with positions where it's a mixture of both, or you'll have box to box players playing from the 6. So it's a thin line. But into the traditional sense, Donny is the guy between the 10 and the 6. And his job is just to move from left to right, to retain the ball, and to have his fair share of forward passes from time to time. And he's brilliant at that. He's amazing at that. But he's not the type of guy you can leave just behind the opposition's box and just behind the forward line and ask him to make those pinpoint killer passes, to make that super cross. He's just not that. He doesn't have. And I feel like Ole is violating Donny van de Beek here.
No,
He honestly
he
is. I think
right.
he just needs to play him in his best position, because when he plays him in his best position, I think he's probably one of our best, if not our best player there. So that's what's insane about this. And why Ole is doing this is because besides Bruno Fernandes, he has no one else to be that creative pivot in the 10. And the best he can do is Donny van de Beek. And I don't know what that comes down to. Is it us maybe? Is playing this style where we play 110 and all our creativity is relied on him? Is that maybe a bit one-dimensional? Is it maybe a little bit old school? Should we maybe try to revert to what we've always wanted as fans, which is the 2 box-to-box and 1 holding midfielder? And that way, there's more options, because playing like this, every time Bruno doesn't play, we're finished. There's nothing creative.
Literally. I don't think, this is definitely not a correct stat. So don't take it lightly. But I'm willing to guarantee you that Bruno Fernandes will, when he's on the pitch, gets us 90% of our goals in all competitions. And there'll probably be only 10% of the goals where we scored where Bruno was not on the pitch and not involved. I'm pretty much can guarantee it. Because without Bruno, every time, and Bruno does not play often. So I always say, when Bruno's not on the pitch, I don't back us to score a goal, and we never score a goal when Bruno's not on the pitch. It's just how United was before Bruno. That was United before Bruno. Nothing, dead.
Yeah. And I don't mind having a talisman, but Pochettino played this exact same formation at Tottenham. But creativity wasn't just relied on Eriksen. Creativity came from all over the pitch, and Ole needs to improve that, because there's no way in hell we can buy Grealish, put him on the bench just in case Bruno Fernandes gets injured, which is essentially all now, which is not good enough. And overall today, we were just not good enough. We were flat, we didn't have creativity. And yes, when Bruno came on and Scott came on, Scott nowadays is becoming a goal threat. Imagine.
When he plays in that Pogba role, yeah.
Yeah, when he plays box to box, clearly that's his position. And he said himself that's his position, so I don't know why Ole doesn't listen. But yeah, when they came on, there was a bit of a difference. We weren't amazing. We were still lacking creativity, but the tempo went up a bit. And West Ham was so bad, they were never going to do anything. It was just a matter of time with those players that we got to go. But overall, just a really, really bad performance.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like if there was a league game, 2 points dropped today. 2 points drop. I honestly don't think it would have been anything different. And the other thing is that, I feel like it was also tactic, is because, actually, I don't even know if I can say this, but Diallo was on our bench today. We didn't get to see Amad Diallo. Why we didn't get to see Amad Diallo, I don't know.
Dude.
I have no clue how we didn't get his Yamat, yeah.
Maybe I can say, yeah, you rely on your experienced players, but when we're leading 1-0 and there's 15 minutes left, in the second half extra time, I was thinking Diallo has to definitely come on now. What do we have to lose?
Mm.
But still, for some reason, Ole does this thing where it's very ironic. I know you've mentioned this before because he was the super sub under Sir Alex Ferguson, so he knows the value of game time off the bench. But for some odd reason, he's not applying the same principles.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just frustrating at this point. And we'll speak more about Donny obviously when we get to his player ratings because I do want to talk a lot about Donny. I feel like Donny today, like you said, was violated, absolutely violated. So
Yes.
let's get into the dead player ratings in this dead game. Starting off with Dino. I mean, all I'm gonna say about Dino, man could have watched TV, could have had a cup of tea,
Dude.
could have slept, but there's one thing I liked about Dino today, and that's the same thing you always get with Dino, commanding that box. Every time that ball was even near the box, Dino went out and he got it. He made sure he got it. And you know when Dino gives a comm, you just notice Maguire and Lindelof split like they know. Okay, then we'll touch it. I clearly had instruction from Dino. You know he's got it. So I like that about Dino. But other than that, you know, to be honest, he didn't really do much. And I feel like this clean sheet is gonna pull the wool over some people's opinions about whether or not Dino versus De Gea debate. And I think this game was probably went down to Dino, and Ollie's probably thinking, the coaches are probably thinking, hey, we kept the clean sheet. What was the difference? Dean Henderson. So I actually am expecting Dean Henderson to play in the upcoming West Brom game, but we'll obviously we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, for today, Dino just an average six. He could have literally just chilled out. He could have just blown.
Yeah. Look, one can say he didn't really have to do much, but you can only play what's in front of you, to be fair to Dean Henderson. And as you say, maybe it is those little things. Maybe these stupid mistakes sometimes are due to De Gea not being vocal enough. Maybe. As you say, when he comes out, he's way more commanding. And we've seen that he is vocal. In comparison to De Gea, you can see that he's way more
He
commanding
wants the
in every
spot.
aspect
I'll
of the
give him
game.
that. Dean Henderson
Yeah.
wants to be number one for United. I'll give him
Yeah.
that. So.
Yeah. And I think he's ready. But I also think De Gea is good. So we're in a situation where we just have two goalkeepers. And honestly, Ola just needs to pick one. That's what needs to happen here, really. And yeah, I enjoyed his performance. Even if he didn't have to do much, I enjoyed it, and I agree with the six.
Mm, two sixes, nice. Alex Telles. I thought it was one of Telles' best games at United. To be honest, I actually did. I thought going forward it wasn't his ever best, but I thought defensively way better today, way better. There was one time he had to do a recovery tackle when I don't know who was slow. Someone was slow. Probably probably Maguire was slow, and there was one on one. The West Ham was going to be 1-on-1 with Dino, and he recovered well. But when Shaw came on, I must still say that when Shaw came on, yeah, Shaw's a game changer. Luke Shaw is a game changer. Tellers, however, is the reason Luke Shaw is a game changer. But today, yeah, solid performance from Tellers. I'm also just gonna give him an average six. Some would say contender for man of the match.
Yeah. Luke Shaw is an all-round player. I know we're talking about Tellez, but I just want to touch on what you said there. I feel like Shaw was just hindered by the injuries over the years, but I really think he is the complete left back. And we enjoyed him this season. Tellez, ish. I'll take your word for it. I didn't really see it much defensively, but I'll take your word for it. I guess West Ham didn't attack a lot in general, so there's not much to say about the defensive line. And going forward, he tried, but it wasn't very productive, to be honest. Like, it was just a few moments here and there. But I feel like Wan-Bissaka didn't really do it at all. So, in terms of the two, I think he was the better of. And I'm going to give him a 5.5.
Yeah, yeah, 5.5. Poor Tellers. Well,
The thing is, the thing is, in the modern game, as a fullback, offensive responsibility is part of your game now. I know we say defense first, and that's true, but then we rate how you are going forward as well. We put that into consideration. We give you a match rating.
I'm actually kind of worried now because you gave Tellers 5.5, and I actually thought you were our best defender. So, Ash, I'm worried to see where this goes because Harry Maguire, you might as well not even play today. You had nothing to do, absolutely nothing. You had less to do than probably Dean Henderson. And I actually think Tellers did save your ass on that one occasion where he had to recover for you. So for me, I'm not gonna go deep it anyway. I heard he got the official man of the match. I think that's absolute bullshit. But anyways, I'm just gonna give him a 6 and move on.
I don't know. Here's the thing. As I said, I feel like Taylor had offensive responsibility, so I'm judging him on both defensively and offensively. Maguire, a player going forward, really isn't his responsibility, and defensively, he didn't have to do much. So, in that type of game, I can't not give him a 6 in my opinion, because I feel like it's straight up an average game. And on top of that, I feel like the only threat they had sometimes was the ball over the top, and he won pretty much everything as he always does. So I'm gonna give him a 6.
Yeah. Victor, same thing with Victor. So I gave him a 6. Same things exactly I said about Maguire. He could not have even played today. Wouldn't have mattered. So yeah, just an average 6 for me as well. I just, I just think the way we play with these guys, with that square, is not. I don't like it. I really don't like it. So, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Once again, probably could have read a newspaper.
Mm.
Could have just showed back there. He had nothing to do. West Ham are disgrace. Honestly, like I get injuries, but like at least make an effort.
I think they're
Oh
very scared of the
gosh.
big teams because okay, well, they played badly against Fulham, but often I've seen West Ham play quite well. They're in the top 4 race for a reason. So I just don't know what it is. It's like so much respect we got played
Today,
today.
today they didn't look like a top 10 team to be honest.
Yeah.
They were that bad. So yeah, I'm gonna give him a 6 as well because he kept the clean sheet, even though we didn't really notice what he did. But overall, in terms of his departments, the job was done.
Yeah, job was done. Now Aaron Bissaka, that says it's Aaron Bissaka. Did he let anyone go past him? No. Did he even really have anyone go past him? Not really. Offensively disappointing because we have been seeing, like you said, we have been seeing a lot more from Aaron Bissaka offensively. But that's why I said I think it was tactics today. I think tactics was the way we played today. So again, but he kept the clean sheet. He really couldn't do much. So yeah, average performance for Aaron Bissaka for me 6.
I'm gonna employ the same criteria I did for Tellers. I think defensively, not much again, and offensively as well. I didn't see anything from him, honestly. Like he just stayed back pretty much the whole game, and it's very disappointing because I feel like he's been a shining light, him and Luke Shaw, going forward. One thing we lack is the creativity from the width, and it seems like an easy solution. We've seen Liverpool do it, we've seen top teams do it. Just use your fullbacks, and I really feel like if he had just bombed up a little bit more today, probably wouldn't have to go for 90 minutes because I feel like it would have been better in terms of creativity. So I'm gonna give him a 5.5.
Okay, the same as tennis.
Mm.
Okay, I think that's fair. Now, boys. Yeah. This triangle today was the reason we were getting put to sleep today. This triangle today was dead, absolutely
Yeah,
dead.
well,
So
no, my friend.
we'll start with the Matic. I don't even know what to say about man. Like, what did he have to do? Defensively, did he really do anything? Offensively, he never does anything, anyways. Rare occasions. Basically, what Matic did today was get the ball and passed it side to side, and that was his job. So for me, below average.
Yeah,
I hate the way the team plays when you have these type of the slow pivot. So yeah, 5 for Matic.
yeah. No, I usually don't mind him slow being the because I feel like he has a bit more guile to the things he does. But today, yo, my gosh. Like, as you said, defensively, there was nothing. And he was just taking freaking 4 touches and everything he does. And it was just horrible. So, I'm gonna give him a 4. I don't know what he did today,
Yeah,
honestly.
it is what it is. Fred, I'm very disappointed in. The last 2 games now, Fred has disappointed me. Because his passing has been the worst I've ever seen his passing. I don't know what it looked like he thought he was Bruno today. I don't know what confidence Fred's got, but I don't want that confidence in my life. He actually thinks he's Bruno Fernandes. He actually thought he was Bruno Fernandes today. He thought he was Bruno slash Paul Pogba today. And maybe he was instructed to do that because technically he was playing in the Pogba role. But yeah, you are not Paul Pogba. Those passes went nowhere. Tenacity, I thought you were running around for the whole time you were on the pitch. But I didn't really see, the tackles, the quick releases, stop you at the ball. So yeah, for me, it's a below average performance for Fred, and I actually hold Fred in kind of a high standard now. So yeah, I'm giving Fred a 5 as well.
Mm. Yeah, and I agree. I think he was playing a more offensive role today, and I thought he was quite poor at it, to be honest. Because as you say, some of the passes were nowhere to be seen, and I felt like there's a lot of opportunities where I saw Donny calling for the ball, and he'd look up,
No, yeah,
think
no, I
about
think
it,
that's a team
and
thing.
just make a
I think the
simple
team
pass.
doesn't like Donny. I'll be honest. I feel like it's racism towards Donny.
Nah, I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't have that in his arsenal because that's the type of pass Paul Pogba specializes in.
Mm.
But with him, it just wasn't there, honestly, and just it just wasn't there. He was kind of dead to it, to be honest. So this is a hard one. I'm gonna give him a 5, just a little bit better than Matic.
Yeah. Now this is probably the most heartbreaking one, boys. Yeah, Donny. What I've seen from Donny today is that tactics would be the death of him. He's 100% not a 10. He can play there. Don't get me wrong, he can
Mm.
play there, but he's 100% not a 10. Lacking
Yeah.
confidence, big time. Extremely rusty. That's what happens when you don't play a player like Donny van der Beek. It seems the team doesn't trust Donny van der Beek. It seems Ollie doesn't trust Van der Beek. And honestly, it looks like a player that doesn't want to be here. It doesn't look like Donny's having a good time at United, and I completely understand it. And today, I don't even know because
It's
I
bad.
rate Donny. I rate Donny a lot. But after today's performance and knowing the relationship he has with Ollie and the team, we probably can even see less of Donny now. So poor from Donny. 4, and he played as like
Yeah.
a false 9 almost today. That's how he played. He played like a false 9. Not
Mm.
even Bruno sits that high up. But very
Honestly,
unfortunate.
I just think that's how Donovan Big likes to play the team. Because I've just noticed every time he plays, he likes to get in the box and use his positional sense to maybe nick a goal or two, and just maybe um, play some cute 1-2s very high up. And he's just not that guy who's going to be the pivot of your creativity.
Mm.
He's not that. He
You won't
really
be a
isn't. So
talisman. Yeah, you won't be a talisman.
yeah. So this guy just needs to play in his best position. And heck, I'd like to see him play on the wing because I've heard people say it, and I think maybe it could be slightly better. But I'd like to see him in the 8, or if we want to bring him more to how we play, in
He
kind of like
needs,
a box to box
he needs
6.
to be the Pogba role. Yeah, the Pogba
Yeah,
stopping Tomlin role.
the
That's what Donny
Pogba role.
must play. He needs quality players on the
And
same wavelength as him, and he must play in that role. Because today shows what
yeah,
happens when you don't have two creative players in midfield. You just get
yeah.
nothing. Our forwards get
So what do you?
nothing. Yeah.
Here's a question though. What do you play in that 3 today?
Today's game,
Yeah, yeah.
I'd have probably played Matic, Bruno, and Donny.
Okay. Okay, I hear you. I hear you.
But
But I
from
feel
going
like
forward, I would play probably. Oh, it's hard. On form, our best
here's the
three
thing.
now is probably Donny, Scott, and Bruno, and that's probably our best front. Our best front. I mean, our best midfield three on form.
Here's the here's the tricky thing. Let's say you do want to rest Bruno. I don't know if it was the best game to rest it, but if you do want to rest Bruno, what the heck do you do with this midfield?
Mm-hmm.
you know? Okay, I guess if Pogba's here, maybe Pogba can fit in the 10, but we have a problem with how much we rely on Bruno Fernandes. And we're either
Big
going to have to
problem.
change how we do things, or Don is going to keep suffering because clearly he is the replacement for Bruno. That's all he is at this level.
But I expect Donny to get a lot more game time now, especially because Paul Pogba's injured. So expect to see Donny a lot
Yeah.
more. But today, just go sleep it off today, Donny. Sleep it off.
Yeah.
Have a nice. Not even. Don't
I
even
don't
have
know,
to. Have
to
a
be
beer.
honest.
Wait. Go have a beer. Just chill out. Cry and then
Yeah.
go again tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a shame. Like, and it's weird because I feel like as much as he will get game time here and there because of the need for rotation, but I feel like Scott is firing right now,
That's the
and I
thing.
think
Scott
he's
is in form.
Fred is above Donny in the back model. So I think it's gonna be game
Midfield.
in game out,
Yeah.
McFred and Bruno in front of him.
Now,
So
I'm
It's
gonna say
excellent,
this
Donny.
now. I don't mind that as long as Scott doesn't play the deep pivot. He needs to be like Paul Pogba. He needs to have license to go edge of the box, in the box from time to time, and happy days. Because that's where I think
Yeah.
Scott can be useful, box to box, and happy days by all means.
He's
So
deadly.
yeah,
He's deadly. Like he clearly has a good shot from outside the box. And today, I know we'll get to Scott maybe, but like I saw some nice long balls from him when he came on. So this guy's clearly more of an offensive player than a defensive one. And I don't know why it's taken all of this long to realize it. Or maybe he always has, but he's obsessed with protecting those two
yeah. These two
in
idiots, these
defense.
clowns, the clowns that are gonna take all the praise today. Like, oh, I
Yeah.
kept the clean sheet. You guys doubted me. I'm the rock of this team. Fuck you guys. Bubble wrapping you guys.
Yeah.
I have to watch dead football because of them. But yeah, Donny,
Yeah.
what you giving
I
Donny?
think I'll agree.
This is the
Oh,
lowest rating
I'm
ever.
gonna give I'm gonna give him a 5. I feel like he tried, There was times where
Right.
there was some cute 1-2s, and it looked like it was kind of being productive, but yeah, nah, it wasn't up to standard.
Yep, Rup Donny. Rup Donny. But anyways. Front three. This man wants to make me pull out my hair, boy. I would have subbed him off halftime. I would have subbed him off halftime. Missed the sitter. And other than that, I know you got the assist. But other than what does Rashford do to us? Like I'm convinced he doesn't know how to pass this. I'm convinced he doesn't know how to pass this. I was
Yeah.
screaming for Diallo the whole time. And Diallo got violated because, Ollie's favoritism. And I'll be honest with you, Rashford. You're lucky you got that assist. Because if you didn't get that assist, boy, I was going to give you like a 3. I was going to give you a 2. Because I just don't rate you like that, I like you, I love you. I think you have the potential to be one of the best players in the world. But until your brain, matures, you're going to be stuck in this. Either you're going to have an insanely good day and you're going to be the reason we win a game, or you're just gonna be like, really a man down. That's what it's like. You're almost invisible. So I'm just gonna give Rashford a 5 for the benefit of he got an assist.
Even forgot about that. I'll give him a 5 because of the assist.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you. But I think it's clear that we just have 3 strikers here. That's what we have here. And all it needs to be consistent about how he plays. And in games like this, I think even Tellez, we keep saying it's Tellez' specialty to go forward. I remember Saka and Taylor should have been bombing up in this game and just trying to feed those 3 who all want to cram into the middle. But yeah, Rashford. It's just a Rashford game, really. Like the football intelligence is just not there, and he just seems to make all the wrong decisions. It's unbelievable. So yeah, I'm gonna agree with the 5.
I think he actually needs to sit down with Diallo, and Diallo must tell him,
Yeah.
this is how you do
As a matter
it.
of fact, I'm getting to a point where I feel like Diallo should just play against Wales. Honestly.
Nah, I agree.
I've gotten to
But
that
there
point.
is no chance ever that, Ollie's gonna drop Rashford. Ever. Rashford could
Never
be
gonna happen.
stinky forever. Forever. You could never score a goal again in his life. And Ollie will never drop Rashford. Never drop Rashford.
Yeah.
And Rashford's fans they will hate it. The really Rashford, big fans, they won't like it. But it is what it is. Look, my player today didn't really play that well. I would have loved for him to get a goal
Where do
today,
you
but ish.
where do you play Rashford? Do you still stick with him on the right?
Yeah, it's gonna sound like I have an agenda. I would bench him. For me,
I
I
hear
would
you.
bench him.
I hear you.
I'd bench
Like
him.
at first, I used to think he said that, but like nowadays, I'm starting to
But
wonder
the problem
honestly,
is,
and I feel like
it's like how I used to watch
he
with
gets
Werner.
goals.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like how I used to watch Werner. I knew Werner was still shit, and he is shit. But Werner you'll step pad for you'll get a goal or you'll get an assist. And when you get a goal or assist,
Yeah.
you're not really a bad player, are you? Then it's just
Yeah.
you should be
And
getting
it's fun
10
because
assists, 10 goals.
you think then they play striker, but then he's kind of shit at striker, so
Exactly.
we're kind of forced to
It's
play
just
him in this
his
position.
brain. He
where-
just don't have a brain. That's what it is. He needs Sterling's brain in Rashford's body. That's what you need.
Yeah, definitely. So it's a tough one for Ole, honestly. Personally, if Ole had all the funds in the world, I'm bringing Grealish, Sancho, benching these niggas. Honestly.
Yeah, I'd
Done
love
with
that.
them.
Yeah, I'd love that front three. Damn.
Dude.
Grealish left, Sancho right, Greenwood. Yeah, love it.
Dude, that would be insane.
Let's actually talk about Martial. I actually feel sorry for Martial because, like, again, the service he gets his exit. It's zero. He gets no service. When Cavani's on, at least Cavani, you can see we playing towards Cavani. When Martial's on the pitch, not one chance, not one. There was the last kick of the game was probably his best chance today. But other than that, it was alright for Martial. The hold up, I thought it was 50-50. The passing was 50-50 for me today. Dribbling was good. I thought dribbling is, Martial always a good dribbler. He always looks threatening. Shots, he doesn't do that finesse anymore. I like the finesse. I don't know where he stopped it. It looks like he's trying to literally dribble the ball in the net now. And I think that's just a lack of confidence. I think that's what it is. It's just a lack of confidence. He's trying to
take
be
on freaking 5
yeah.
men.
He just wants to be too cute now. That's the thing. He's trying to be too cute.
Dude.
So for me, it was an alright game.
That's not striker play.
Yeah, it's not a striker play. And the weird thing is, the commentator even said, it's like, what? When he goes on the wing, it looks like he enjoys his football more. But but if you ask Martial where he wants to play, he will tell you I want to play striker, which is so weird, And I was actually thinking about it today. So many times I see Martial, and me, because I play striker at indoor, I'm like, bro, how you didn't make that? Bro, how you not making these runs? It's easy runs, just striker movements. And I'm like, it doesn't look like he wants the goal. It doesn't look like he wants it. So I don't know. So for me, just a normal performance, just sub-low par for Martial. So 5.
I honestly feel like the performance of Rashford and Martial, the performance of Rashford and Mason are affecting him as much as his performance are affecting the other two. Because, like I said, I feel like last year, especially him and Rashford, they had this insane connection, and one would assist with the other. And I remember they were even compared to an insane comparison, but they were compared to Cole and York from time to time. And I feel like that's not there anymore. So he's even more isolated now when he's playing to the center. He just never gets the ball. And then on the wing, I don't know about this left wing, because I think it looks like the talent is there, the ability is there, but he's not consistent enough about it. One day it seems like he tries to dribble, but it ends up nowhere. He's always misplacing passes. So I don't know. Personally, I think his best position is through the middle, and I just think he needs better tactics and more service around him. So he's another one who's a victim of the team.
Yeah, I think him.
The flip side of that. Today, the flip side of that, he was doing it in a team with Pereira and Lingard. So it's insane. But I do think he's been poor. This front three has been poor this whole season, to be honest. And I think today was another poor performance. So I think 5 is generous, but I'm gonna give him a 5.
Yeah. I can't mark him lower than Rashford. I can't. My brain will not allow me to mark him lower than Rashford. No chance. I'll tell you what though, boys. I know you say our front three was poor today, but for me, the shining light, and I honestly think he's starting to get back to his best. His performances are perfect. The only thing he's missing is that goal. That's the only thing Mason Greenwood is missing to top off his performances lately. Everything about this boy, I love. He's looking sharp. He's looking confident. The skill he did today on Noble, I put him in the retirement. That's what he did. What Greenwood? What you did to Mark Noble was rude. It was rude. It was a violation. I don't know if you've seen it. Do you remember it? Where the ball, I don't know.
I did.
Yeah. It was rude. But basically, if you guys didn't go check it. It'll be on Twitter everywhere. It was ridiculous. Other than that, I think Mason Greenwood is actually working on his winger skills. He puts in the most crosses out of any one of our wingers. He does. I think his shot choices today was very unlucky. He could have had a goal. Cresswell made a ridiculous block. So that was a good chance for Mason Greenwood. And I know Scott McTominay won us the game, and I completely understand if people want to give him man of the match. But today, for me, man of the match is Mason Greenwood. And obviously, I'm going to give him a 6 because, he didn't really have anything on paper to show for it. But for me, man of the match, best player. I actually feel sorry for him when he got subbed off. I didn't think he deserved to get subbed off. And again, that's the problem of the favoritism. Martial and Rashford both deserve to get subbed off more than Mason Greenwood, but he subbed off Mason Greenwood. Yeah.
Most of Rashford. Rashford never gets subbed off.
I wouldn't have minded if it was for
understand
Diallo, but it wasn't for Diallo. So.
Yeah, look, I feel like this guy might be ready to play striker, to be honest. And I feel like this season
Oh, yeah,
he's been
actually,
bad for the
I
most
just
of
want to
it.
ask you. I just want to ask you before you finish off. I was actually thinking about this today because I think Mason Greenwood has been playing so well recently. I was just thinking, imagine Pep, like we've seen what Foden and Pep has done. Imagine Pep had Mason Greenwood in that team, how it would be.
Major lane for us. I'd be late to pivot this guy. Like, I personally, okay, I don't like to compare players and they're playing in different positions, but I rate Mason Green way more than I rate Gordon. It's not a big gap, as I've come to realize, but I rate him so highly. And I think he was under Pep Guardiola, this guy. I think he might even be, yes, Aguero was there, but I think he
He'll
might
be
be in
the
contention
answer.
to be
Yeah,
number
I
one.
would say he'd probably be the
Yeah.
answer to Pep now. No striker.
Yeah.
You want a striker? You want a young striker? You want to have that team, the City team, around Mason Greenwood and him and Foden together
Yeah.
because they're best friends as well. They're gonna tear it up.
They'll
They're
kill.
gonna tear it up.
They'll
You know,
kill.
I would
Dude.
love. I know
Yeah.
he's a City player, boys, but you must understand. Mason Greenwood's my son, so Phil Foden is like my nephew. You know what I mean? But I love Phil Foden. I fucking rate the kid highly, highly, highly. Obviously, I'm biased to Mason Greenwood, but I would love for Mason Greenwood and Phil Foden to be in the same team. I would absolutely love it. But would I love it
I
under
wish I
Oli?
should.
No, 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 no. Pep is
Nah,
probably
nah,
the
nah.
right guy. Yeah.
I honestly feel like, and I'm the one who backs Ole, but I honestly feel like Phil Foden is doing it,
Yep.
to be completely honest, which is a shame. But I feel like this guy, he's improved a lot over the last few weeks, and you can see the effort, and you can see he's a natural talent, and I like that he's trying to be more creative. He's trying to cross more, and I know Rashford also like got an assist the other day from a cross, but I feel like Mason Green is putting way more of an effort than Rashford is in doing it, and finishing, it's weird. I feel like he doesn't get as much clear cut chances he got last season, and I
Well,
think it's
people
more
know. I mean,
confidence.
you can't even give him a
Yeah,
half cut chance. You just can't even give
dude.
him a half cut chance. So people just know. He has to
Yeah,
learn how to work around it now. And I think that's why he's become
yeah,
more creative. He's like, you know what? Maybe I should just tone it back down. Let's try to create some more
yeah.
goals instead of finishing goals.
Yeah, but in that sense, you wonder when do we start playing this guy in striker? Because I think he's ready, but I feel like our hands are tied because
Cavani.
we don't have enough players in that front line.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
Cavani
Cavani.
as well, but we don't have enough players in that front line. Let's just say, let's just say Diallo came in and he was a revelation. He was freaking amazing. Would you consider playing Diallo on the right, Mason to the middle, and just flipping a coin to see who plays between Marshall and Rashford week in week
Oh,
out?
for me it's Martial. But yeah, I'd love it. That's probably my ideal front three. My fantasy front three would
Because
100% be that.
in terms of the attributes, it's way more suited. Yes, I know there's
But then
debate with Marshall and
yeah.
Rashford on the
The only
left.
problem is you're gonna play like one 19-year-old and one 18-year-old as your two main, you know, forward
I
lines.
get you, but then for me, it depends on how talented they are. Because when did Mbappe start playing week in week out?
Yeah,
Wasn't it around those ages?
yeah.
So I think it
Well, look
depends
at
on the
Foden.
players.
Foden
And
is
yeah,
Foden also. Well, Foden is a bit older, but
yeah,
a year older.
yeah. Pep's not holding him back. So, but I feel like if he's ready to play striker, Pep mustn't Ole mustn't hold him back.
What I would say is that if, like I said, if we go back to the Pep thing, if Pep had Mason Greenwood now at City, Mason Greenwood would be playing every game. The striker for Man City, 100%.
They would.
Yeah.
They would. Yeah.
So
He's lethal.
what are you
Like,
gonna give the
he's,
young Mason Greenwood? He's my man of the match. So
uh, he's not man of the match, but I'll agree with you. Say, I think you know who my man of the match is.
probably Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would probably give Scott a 7 because he's got the winning goal. But for me, I gotta give it to Mason. Man, I feel like he's just missing the goal. If you're missing the goal, if he gets a goal, I'm giving him a 10. I'll probably give him a 10, can't I?
Yeah. Yeah, and I have to give it to Scott McTominay. I think he's been
Yeah,
showing
yeah,
a sense
yeah. I
of.
must say, when he's box to
Yeah,
box,
he's showing,
good player.
yeah,
When he's CDM, get in the bin. Just get in the bin. What do you think?
terrible.
Grow up. Yeah, Oli and
Terrible.
McTominay at CDM, grow up. Grow up. Just grow up.
Yeah. And he looks more comfortable box to box. So if he's going to play like that more often, yeah, no, I'm all for him being in the team. And the idea of box to box doesn't mean he's always going to be attacking. There will be times where he's behind the ball and he's doing that role that Ole thinks he is, and just basically being a body and helping with the defensive frailties of Harry Maguire and Victor. And we need goals. Goals win you games, and he seems to have a knack of getting goals. And his shooting from range is pretty decent. So yeah, I'm gonna give him a 7 and my man of the match.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I'd give Squats a 7 as well. Um,
Mm.
you wanna go first on this one?
Yeah, sure, why not? I can't throw Clayton under the bus because he's not here. But yeah, no. Tactically, it was shambles today. It was horrible. It was one of those games. We were flat. Yes, that played a part, but besides that, we just looked broken. Some of the things we've been doing well over the past few weeks, we weren't doing anymore. The crossing was gone. We were exposed in terms of how we much rely on Bruno Fernandes. The midfield was too slow, and the it was just horrible. Overall, it was horrible. And yes, we won, which is great because they always say winning when you play bad is a good thing. I guess that goes down to the team spirit, I guess, and just having talented players. But I'm not going to give Ola too much praise because at the end of the day, our second team isn't good enough. There's always a massive drop off on our second team, and I feel like we need to judge him on that in these type of games. So I'm gonna give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a 4 today.
Yeah, nah. 4. Early for me. Third game. I actually hate that you made me watch that. I thought the way we approached it, the tactics, poor team selection. I was kind of happy. I'm happy that you brought Diallo along, but I'm extremely disappointed that we didn't get to see Diallo, and hopefully it's not a sign to things to come. So I'm very disappointed on that. Substitutions were, it was okay. I don't know, but that game was so dead. That game was actually so dead. So I'll give him, I'll give him a 3. It was dead because I do believe that if that was a league game, we would have dropped 2 points today, and it feels like he played.
I just don't get why Diallo didn't play. If we're talking about a defender and we're leading 1-0 to hold on to uh, the lead, I understand you want your more experienced players on, but we're talking about an attacker. And I feel like he could have made a difference. On top of that, you got 5 freaking subs. So
yeah. I think
feel like
they
it's a
even
very
got an
acceptable.
extra one in extra time as well, because of the. I
Yeah,
think I don't know. I
imagine.
didn't knew about that rule, but yeah.
Yeah, imagine. So yeah, it's one of those games from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Poor. I don't want to see that again. And I think it was tactics today. I think if you went with the whole way the high pressing fullbacks, try outscore rather than protect those clowns at the back. I understand why you protect those clowns at the back, but personal preference in it, opinion. That's what this whole thing is about. So it is what it is. I'm just trying to see our next game is on Sunday, 14th of February.
But
So that means
bigger
will
picture
check
wise,
you on Friday.
you know what? Yeah, bigger picture wise, we'll do to the next round. That's
Oh yeah, that's a big positive.
And
Big positive,
yeah, and I guess we just keep pushing with all these frailties we have.
yeah. And you know what comes up next?
Somehow.
It's quarterfinals next in the FA Cup. Then it's the dreaded semi-final that we can never go past in anything.
I think this is the year. I'm gonna put myself out there, make a prediction. I think this is the year we get to the final. Oh, this is the tournament rather we get to the final.
Yeah.
Win it or not?
Let me ask you that
Have to wait
quickly.
and see.
Actually, let me ask you that quickly, because in our last match, in our West Ham, in this game preview, actually, we were talking about the league. Let's talk about the league quickly, because boy, I don't know if you watched that City game. I watched that City game. The whole world watched that City game. They smacked Liverpool like they were nothing. They're gone. They're gone, bro. This is why I want to win some other trophy. Because that league, it's a stretch. You are asking. You are asking a lot. Especially with those clowns at the back.
Yeah, it is a stretch. And I won't lie, my confidence was hitting hard after that game. But I set 9 points, and I'm going to stick by my word. I'm going to have the same attitude I've been having, and let's just see, man. I think I'll be happy with second place. And yes, a trophy on top of that will be nice. I won't lie. I prefer us to win a trophy on top of that. But I won't be too bummed. If he gets second place, I think he deserves a contract. And it's probably 2 years in a row making top four. But yeah, I'm gonna believe that there's a glimmer of hope that somehow Man City will fall apart and all my
Boy,
dreams will
I'll be
come
honest with you.
true.
Listen, I'll be honest with you. If they can do that to Liverpool, I'm actually worried for everyone else in the Premier League. I'm actually worried.
Yeah.
If they do that to
Liverpool are
Liverpool,
crap though.
they are crap. They are crap.
Liverpool,
But
Liverpool lost to
yeah,
Brighton and Burnley at Anfield. So,
yeah. I mean,
it's not something
the
special.
City team don't even have a striker, and they did.
Dude.
It's a cheat. This team that is not. It's not real. It's not a real team. This is a FIFA team. Pumped oil money into it. Freaking finance out of their ass. And
Yeah. They do have a big advantage. Okay, they do have a big advantage, I think, because the amount of money they spend, they're like that perfect team. They have all the money, they spend it, and they have the right people in place to spend it properly. So it's a X for the rest of us when they get it right.
it is an X for the
And
rest of us.
yeah, I just want to see how they're gonna play against Spurs. I know
I
it's
tell
not
you what, boys.
great
I
putting
tell
all
you
your
what,
hopes.
boys. Let me convince you actually to win a trophy, this FA Cup especially. City knocked us out of the Carabao Cup, right? I know that doesn't count, but City are still in the Champions League. They're gonna win the Premier League, and they're still in the FA Cup. Where they can take away our treble. The one thing we have over everyone is a treble. We have to stop.
Yeah,
If Ollie
that
doesn't
can't
stop
happen.
it, and this team doesn't stop it, and City win the treble under Ollie and this team, man, I'll never forgive them. Never forgive them.
Yeah.
So
That's a great incentive to win the FA Cup. And I think we can. I think we can if Ola just does the right things. And there'll always be the whole thing of Harry Maguire and Victor Lane. But we have to work what we have.
basically, what we're saying is, pray that Bai is fit for the semi and the final. That's what we're saying.
He's not going to play, though. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
he's not gonna play. So pray that Ollie
He
grows a
ain't going
bit.
to play. Yeah.
But yeah,
But we'll see, mate. We'll see.
mate,
We
yeah.
won today. And I'm confident we can beat West Brom and Newcastle. And yeah, if we lose one of those games, yeah, no, I'll come with the white flag on the show.
Yeah, fair. Well, anyways, the next time we're gonna see you guys, the viewers, we're gonna check you on Friday. That'll be our match preview against who we playing? I just checked who we playing. West Brom. That's who we playing.
West Brom.
West Brom. So yeah, and we'll probably get Clay's thoughts then as well. But anyways, it's been a good show. Like I said, Moloto, actually, do you want to say anything before I end off?
Yeah, let's just hope Big Sam doesn't F us.
Yeah, let's just hope.
But
yeah, that
I'm really
happens.
sad when United win.
Yeah, I mean today it's hard.
No.
Today I won't lie. I'm not even happy. I just want to go sleep. I just want to go sleep. That team killed me. But yeah, anyways, like I said, been a good show. Subscribe if you're new. Smash a like, comment. You guys have been killing the sport lately, so let's keep it up. Share it around. Check out our Instagrams, our socials. Follow us all there. And yeah, from Moloto and I, and Thoughts and Prayers with Clay, and In the Darkness. We will check you in our next show, which is on Friday, match preview with against West Brom. So yeah, check you then, boys and girls.